Well, it's certainly what we strive for, and what we train for on a daily basis, and the players put in the work and should reap the benefits from that hard work. But we say that from a humble position. This is not something I think you can expect every year, but it's certainly something we strive for, and management and club ownership do their part in making sure that our rosters are capable of these deep runs in tournaments. So for the moment, I think we are maximizing our potential on all fronts, and that's the idea.
Those are obviously new to the club, but just talking about a standard, joining the team and those expectations that you bring to that when you join a team like LAFC.
Yeah, I mean, that's the gist that I got from the first conversations that we had when I arrived, was that we're trying to win everything that we possibly can, and as Steve said, it's not possible maybe every year, but that's what the team's striving for, and hopefully bringing me in can definitely help that.
Timing to have this young man in and how you saw his first run in with the club?
Yeah, it's been excellent. It's exactly what we expected from a high quality player coming from a very high level. And his qualities will help us push tempo, calm games down, manage results, but also help us create chances and build leads. And couldn't be happier. The visa process takes a while in our country, and I'm sure he's a bit surprised and disappointed at that. But he's here, he's functioning, and he's welcome in our group, and has fit in very nicely, and proven to be an even better person than I got to know through Zoom or phone calls in person. So we're happy with Lewis and his integration process.
Steve, just with the roster, and it feels like you're close to. I mean, just look at the training; it's fully loaded. You guys have a lot of options. How does that prepare you for a semifinal or this stretch of games where it's busy? I mean, obviously that'll clear up a bit, but just having options at almost every position.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's what we strive for from day one in our league, but we have challenges in our league with all of the rules and regulations, and those changes allowed us to do a little more and to become a little more balanced. And in these matches, you don't know who the hero is going to be tomorrow. That's the great thing. That's why we have to play these games, to figure that out. Thankfully, we don't know. And for us, it's very important to be able to push the tempo for 90 minutes. And having a deep roster and a high-quality bench is imperative for that. And that's something we relied on in 22, and something I'm looking forward to relying on in the near future.
What was a highlight from your first game with the club?
I mean, it was a great game. I've never seen a goalkeeper keep two clean sheets and get 2 assists in 3 games. But yeah, I mean, we seem to play with a very high tempo, and we're very lethal on the counter attacks. And the quality of players we have all over the pitch is great, and I just can't wait to get going.
Right.
To that, Lewis, how do you think that you fit into the group, and where do your qualities boost what is already a pretty deep midfield group and the rest of the squad?
Yeah, I feel like I bring maybe something a little different than the current midfielders. I feel I've got quite a lot of box-to-box energy, and I'm very explosive off the dribble, which can help us drive forward the pitch a bit in a different way. Instead of having to play the longer passes forward, maybe us going forward as a whole team will help, and I think I can bring that definitely.
Steve, what would that do for your options and what you guys can do in the midfield and attack?
I think he explained it very well. It's something we don't have, and Timmy brings some similar qualities in those regards, but something we've been missing, and I can't wait to see it over a full 90 minutes because it's going to make us better.
The midfield group with Timmy coming back healthy, it's more options for you. Limited options, it seems, is part of the reason that you've gone with 2 midfielders for some stretch of games here. How do you think about the options you have and the choices you have in terms of like the people you put on the field from the midfield specifically?
I couldn't be happier. Choices for coaches are great. And we have choices to play any way we want, any way we see fitting to beat our next opponent, Colorado.
You guys have taken care of business, but the tournament's also lined up really solidly for you guys, the home matches, and then going up to Seattle, which is a team that you've handled pretty well here. The chance to sort of reach a final on your terms, what's that like being in this position? And you put yourself in this spot, but taking advantage of this position, really a big opportunity for you guys.
Well, I wouldn't say going to Seattle is an easy task, and the result makes it look that way, but it's certainly not an easy task. It's a great squad over many years. and it's never easy to come away there with a win. They've proven that time and time again. But yeah, this scenario, a home game in the semifinals against a team we know, it's something I couldn't ask for more. And I think it's also important that we have the right mentality from minute one tomorrow, to not let this opportunity slip away and to take advantage of it.
2 bites of the apple to make the CONCACAF Champions Cup. How important is it for you to obviously reach the final, but to sort of knock that off and not have to concern yourselves with that in the third place match?
Yeah, I think that's the first priority in this tournament, is to gain one of the coveted Champions League spots, and that's the first point of this tournament. But if you do find yourself in a final, then I'm pretty sure that every player would like to win a final and raise a trophy. But first and foremost, it's about guaranteeing that Champions League spot, which happens after a win tomorrow.
And last for me, Colorado has been gritty, and obviously they've earned their way into this semifinal spot. Familiar team with you. You've already played them twice this year. What are you seeing from them in their current run that's put them in this position, and how do you manage that?
It's like trying to catch an eel with your bare hands. It's difficult at times. If you're not careful, it will slip away. And for us, it's important to manage transition moments the way we can, and we've done well in the past. But on top of that, set pieces, and if we can manage those 2 phases of the game, I feel we're in a good position to win.
Any injury?
Everyone's ready.
Colorado have never won a game against LAFC here, not even 1 point. Do you feel like it should be favored for this one?
No, it's a semifinal of a major competition, and they have beat some very good teams to get here, and so I don't feel overconfident, nor do I feel we are a heavy favorite.
One more. Anyone that has scored in every single game of LAFC is scored at this tournament. What is so special? What do you see?
Well, he's a complete attacker, and he has a goal scorer's mentality, meaning he doesn't stop until he scores, and he keeps going and going and going, and that wears defenders down. Part of our success is having that player, but also having quality players around him. If Denis attracts more defenders, then other players are open, and we have a very potent attack, and I'm not concerned if Denis does not score tomorrow. I'm certain somebody else will pick up the slack, and again, we're not worried who is the hero tomorrow, just as long as that player is in black and gold.
We'll go to Zoom. Final 2 questions. You're going to go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much. We're going to start with Justin Rudderman. Justin, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Hi, Lewis. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you.
I have a 2-part question, specifically about 2 seasons in your career and sort of what you learned from them.
Yeah.
Starting with the final season at Huddersfield, and I think many considered you to be the best box-to-box midfielder in the championship. Just kind of, what did you learn about yourself in that year that helped you find success that you may want to replicate coming into a similar situation here at LAFC, with a team performing near the top of the league? And then the second season, just with DC United, what did you learn about MLS as a league during your time there?
Yeah, I mean, I think every season that you have in football is always a learning curve for you. You tend to learn different things every year, but the last season at Huddersfield, when we made the playoff finals, was a big year for me, and not just for me, but for the whole squad. We were probably seen as favourites to go down that year, and I think it just showed that with a bit of determination and hard work, where you can get without the full quality of the whole team being at the highest quality. And I mean, I've come here and the players are probably the highest quality that I've seen while my time at the MLS, and I think it's going to be great for me to fit in with these players and hopefully push on from here. And then the season with the MLS with DC was a tough one. I was in a bad situation back at my home club in England, and DC took the chance on me, and I get to come out and experience a different type of football in the MLS, and I just enjoyed my time here and took what I could. Hopefully I can bring it to this season.
Thanks. And lastly, we always have this debate in the U.S., so I have to ask you, how would you compare the level of the MLS versus the championship?
It's a tough one. I mean, it's completely different how the league's structured. Back home, people probably see the no relegation, no promotion as a reason for it not to be as competitive. But personally, when I was over here the first time, there's probably players with better quality in short spurts, like some of the 10s and some of the wingers are so explosive that it's kind of impossible to get near them. And I think it's probably around about the same quality, and it's only getting better, the MLS.
You gonna go ahead?
Thank you. The next question is for Andy. Andy, go ahead.
Thank you, Steve. I'm happy you're getting your food fixed. Two quick questions for me. In terms of Olivier, I know the sample size is small right now, but what have you seen in his integration? And on the defensive end, how happy have you been? Just a lot is negative about your team offensively, but I know defensively, you're probably happy on how the effort looks like.
Yeah, all around pretty well balanced, which is what we're striving for. Both sides of the ball are being spoken to and applied in effective manners, and I think that result is easy to see. Yeah, I think Olivier is tracking very well. Mind you, he's kind of going through a preseason in the middle of a important stretch for us, so every minute is a part of his loading process and getting his normal fitness level back. But he's putting the work in training, scoring goals every day. His qualities are very easy to see and pick out. We saw him in the 2 matches he's come in as well, and you'll see it again tomorrow. And it's the idea that every time, every day gets a little sharper, a little better, and we're on track. These things just take time.